This by far is probably one of the most heartwarming story you will ever hear. This man was stolen from his mother at birth. Can't even imagine that. And at the age of 42, he finally reunited with his mother. It's amazing when I heard this story. Obviously, there was on one hand there was this joy, but on the other hand, when I heard that he was stolen, that kind of spirit of anger, it's almost like, okay, an American parent or American parent stole this man. But that's you gotta stick around for that, because there's a little bit twist to this story. So first, let's take a look at what happened. Just listen to this man share his story, and then I will come back and address what really happened with the American parent who adopted him, or some might think they stole him.
Child was stolen from his mother at birth. In the hospital, his mother praying she would one day find him. Guess what? They reunited after more than 40 years.
Tranquila.
Can you imagine what that hug felt like?
What does it feel like?
Jim, we're about to ask him ourselves because Jimmy Lippert-Tyden says he grew curious after reading a news story about a man who was born in Chile, then stolen from his mom, all in a scheme to traffic children and sell them for illegal adoptions. Well, Tyden was adopted by an unsuspecting U.S. couple, and after reading this article, he wondered to himself, could that have been me? Jimmy's here with us live from Chile this morning. Jimmy, we are so eager to hear more. What was it? First of all, congratulations that you're reunited with your family. My gosh.
We are all so moved by this.
We're so moved.
Seriously.
What was it about this story you read that made you go, I wonder if that's what happened to me?
Well, first of all, thank you for helping us share the story so that others can learn of their story. For me, what it was when my adoptive parents, who were always upfront and honest with me about my adoption, when they provided me my paperwork, I realized that there were three versions of a story that could not all be true. One version of the story in one file of paperwork. One story said I had no living relatives. Another said that I was given up at birth for adoption, and another said I was given up at the age of 2. So obviously these are three divergent stories. They can't all be true. And so that is what made me suspect.
You are also an attorney at this time. You spent some almost 2 decades in the military. So you were certainly using that investigative part of your brain. I did some research on this. We were talking about it in the break. This happened to a lot of children in the 70s and 80s in Chile under that dictatorship, where children were just stolen and sold in illegal adoptions. You've said your mom cried an ocean of tears praying you would be found. Did you just drop everything and fly to Chile as soon as there was a DNA match?
Well, thanks to myheritage.com, there was a DNA match, but dropping everything and flying there wasn't so easy. I actually had to fly to Seattle just to do a passport appointment the day before our travel, because there were no appointments locally in the DC area to help me. I did the expedited passport, but it didn't do anything for me. Anyway, once we got all of our passports and were able to go, we sold our truck to pay for the trip, and we just went. We had to.
And Jimmy, we keep playing this video of you and your mom hugging and meeting for the first time. It's so emotional. What did it feel like to have your birth mother in your arms for the first time in your entire life?
It was amazing. It was amazing to finally come to this moment, to make better the harm that was done. We can't make it right. We can't give the 42 years back in any way, but it was made better in that moment. It was really, it was a lot of feelings. It was like frustration and anger and misery, lament over everything that was lost. So you see there how she's just this petite, super sweet woman, and to know her is to love her, and to just realize that somebody would harm her in this way was just, it was just horrible. But all of that covered in just the happiness of finally having that moment was magical. For my daughters, my wife, to have that moment was amazing.
I know she's a praying woman, and I know that she feels, I'm sure, so much ease, so much peace, and knows that she has a lifetime of getting to know you and your wife and children. You work with a nonprofit called the Nos Buscamos nonprofit.
Nos Buscamos.
Yes,
Nos
and this is
Buscamos.
to help actually reunite people the way you were. I know we have to go, but Jimmy, really, I mean, you just made my day by telling your story and just sharing a son's love like this. It's beautiful.
Thank you so much.
I mean, it's a mixed emotion for sure. I'm overwhelmed, excuse me, with just joy. I can't even imagine when I think about my mother. Imagine just knowing that you had a son that got lost, not because he died, but because someone stole him. Just so painful. One thing that when I was watching this story, I asked myself, what about these American parents, right? What did they do? Like, did they really steal this guy at a young age, or what exactly happened? So that led me to doing a little bit of digging. So this article by ABC News, just want to share this quick part here because that was really, I thought it was interesting to really put this whole thing together, what exactly transpired. So Thaiden said his adoptive parents were supportive of his journey to reunite with his lost relatives, but were unwitting victims of far-reaching illegal adoption network, and were wrestling with the realities of the situation. So his adoptive parent didn't know that this young man was stolen and then got put up for adoption. Obviously, they had to pay some money. So it was an illegal business that was going on there. Said my parents wanted a family, but they never wanted it like this, he said. Not at the extortion of another, the robbing of another. This article, again, by The Guardian, just to make sure that, I want to make sure that this is really true, what exactly that transpired. Listen to what they're saying here. A man who was kidnapped as a newborn in Chile 4 decades ago and raised in the U.S. by a family who had no idea. So again, this is by Guardian newspaper. The adoptive parent didn't have any idea of what was going on. So as he and the USA Today tell it, after Gonzalez gave birth to Thaiden, a nurse claimed the baby arrived prematurely and needed to be put in an incubator. The nurse soon shared a heartbreaking update with the newborn. Her baby had died. What a dark heart. What a mean and wicked heart some people have, that you will lie to this mother. But that wasn't true. Both Thaiden and Gonzalez have since learned. Actually, a family from Arlington, Virginia had adopted Thaiden without realizing he had been deceptively taken away from his mother. So these parents did not know what was going on. He was raised as one of the 3 siblings in a loving 2-parent household. So it wasn't like they stole him and then kind of covered the story and no one knew about it. No, these people had a genuine heart. This American parent had a genuine heart. Just a lot of people do that in where my church, a lot of families love to help out children who are in a very bad situation. So this family had a genuine heart to adopt a child, and obviously they gave him everything. They really gave him the best any parent can ever give to a child, and he testified, acknowledged that. But guys, this is really what I want you to pay attention to. It broke my heart just reading this. The outlet reported that human rights group believe more than 20,000 babies were snatched away from mostly low-income mothers in Chile and then put up to be adopted by people in foreign countries who paid what they believed were legitimate fees, yet who had been lied to about the baby's circumstances. Now, midwives, doctors, social workers, nuns, priests, and judges all had roles in the plot. This was nothing but a kind of a lucrative financial business for them. This is so painful that we live in a world where people are so evil, and this shines light on how dark and evil human heart can be. Only God, only Jesus can really shine the light in a heart of people and get this dark and mean, wicked heart and shine his light on it and break it. Only Christ can do that. And I just love that this mother stays strong. I want to touch on this whole religious people, the priests and nuns who were involved in this whole evil act. I mean, to people, to outsiders, is people who are not Christian, they will say, you see, this is really what Christianity is all about, evil people or whatever. But these people are not Christians. That's one thing you must understand. Someone who is a Christ follower, someone who is Christ-like, would not engage in something this evil, something this mean. These people pretend to be Christians and they bring so much bad image to Christianity, but they bring so much shame to God. And one day, I believe that one day they will stand before the judge of the universe, before God, and give an account to what they did, but also how they brought so much embarrassment to Christianity. It's just so painful. But I know that's the bad side of it, but the great side of it is that this mother had the opportunity to reunite with his son. Is just something to celebrate and something to be grateful for. Guys, again, let me know what you think about this video. Let me know in the comment section. And if you're new to this channel, feel free to subscribe. Hit that like button. It really helps to get this video out to people who need to know it, who need to see the truth. Again, thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in another video. Jesus Christ is alive.